Hey, I see you guys starting to come back in. Hello. Sorry about that. I don't know why my internet is acting crazy. Hey, sis, I'm back. I don't know. Something is going on with my internet. Or maybe it's StreamYard, but I'm not sure which one. But we're back for now. Hopefully, it doesn't cut off. Can you hear me, Jairo? Can you hear me and see me? Because I am. Okay, perfect. All right, just want to make sure because. Hi, G. It's so good to see you. Hi, JC. Hi, Drea. Okay, I see you guys. I guess I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's internet or if it's the streaming platform. Whatever it is, we're back. Thank y'all for joining again. Hey, G. Hi, JC. Welcome back. Welcome back, Jaira. Welcome back, Drea. Thank y'all for hopping back on. Um, I'll keep it brief, honestly, because I don't know if it's going to cut back off again. But definitely for next week, I'll make sure that everything is working smoothly. But again, this is a mental health check in. I just want to check in with you guys, see y'all comments, talk with y'all for a little bit. Because you know what? I really, really missed y'all. So we were talking about Jaira. If y'all haven't already, please follow my sis. She is starting a podcast called In the Waiting Room. And man, I'm so looking forward to it. And it's going to be impactful. She is a visionary, y'all. So I need y'all to follow her, please and thank you. What else? What else are you guys looking forward to in these next few months? Gee, I was just talking to everyone and asking them what are they looking forward to this for the next few months. What are you looking forward to? Again, I am looking forward to new experiences, creating experiences for myself, but also allowing God to just do that. Allowing God to just do what he do. Okay. But also I'm looking forward to all the beautiful things that is getting ready to be birthed in myself, but also for other people. Like, again, I'm so excited. And anytime you guys are preparing for something, doing something, like my friend Marvin, who usually gets on here, but he can't comment for some reason. He usually gets on here. He just wrote a book. It's on his social media platform, and it's a really good book. And he used just, I think, AI to help him with the book, but it's amazing. So I am super, super excited for that. ALU's rebranding and relaunching. Yes. Yes. Super excited. And I really am looking forward to ALU's rebranding and relaunching because I miss it. Okay. I miss it. I miss my family. um, but yeah, so those are the things that I'm looking forward to. I know that there are so many people, we're all going through stuff right now. It's a lot of transition happening for each and every one of us. So I am excited to see just what God does in each and every one of us. So again, if there's anything that any highlights y'all want to shout out, anything, I'm telling you, G, we miss the fam. We miss the fam. If there's anything that you guys are actively working towards, this is a family, this is a community, right? Share with us. We want to celebrate you, we want to help you, we want to support you. So whatever those things look like for you, let us know. I'm going to move right along. So here's another question. What is a lesson that you have learned over this summer and or you are currently learning? So I'll say that again. What is a lesson that you've learned over the summer or you're currently learning right now in this season of your life? And I'm just going to talk through this a little bit. I'm learning so much in this new season of my life. As I said, I've been going through a lot of transitions. So things are not perfect, right? And nothing is ever really perfect, right? But I am so grateful to be in the place that I am now. But these past few weeks when we haven't been together, and even while we've been talking and having conversations on Resilience Talks, I've been going through it, just different things, but I've learned, right? A lot of it is learning what change is and how it impacts us. And one of the things that I'm currently learning is that change requires sacrifice. change requires sacrifice. Sometimes we feel like when, we celebrate change and we're happy about change because it seems exciting. But if you really think about it, it requires a lot of you. It requires your effort. It requires being intentional with your time, with who you spend your time with, and what you spend your time on, right? It's making those intentional decisions to be better. And it's not always easy, and it requires a lot of you. And for those of us who get stuck in patterns, who love routine, who love the, habitual humdrum of things, that can be hard for a lot of us. And those of you who are going through your issues, going through your trials, your tribulations, change can be hard. And a lot of us, we resist that change, right? We resist it, even though it's probably the best thing for us. I know in my personal life, I've been resisting a change for a long time because I thought that if I made this change, it would mean that I failed in some way, because it required me to go back a little bit, right? It required me to go back to a place where I thought I outgrew, where I thought that I no longer needed to be. And it turns out, the thing that I was resisting the most was actually the thing that I needed the most. And so sometimes change requires you to really rethink, right? Reframe some things. I had to go back to a place where I was like, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm good. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. But now I'm back. And I know that's a little vague, but y'all don't gotta be all into my business. No, but I'll tell you more details about that later on. But it required me to go back to a place. But I realize now that me going back to this place didn't mean that I was moving backwards, right? It actually meant that I could move forward and create something new in this new place in my life, right? I'm not going back as the same person that I was when I left, right? I'm not going back as the same Octavia that I was before, because that Octavia was hurt. That Octavia was broken. That Octavia was grieving heavily. That Octavia felt like she needed to escape. She needed a different lifestyle, right? And so I thought that going back to that area, right, to that same place, I thought that it would mean that I failed, that I didn't actually achieve what I wanted to achieve. But now that I'm back, it almost feels like I'm a completely different person. I'm not coming back as a sad, broken up, grieving person. Am I still grieving? Absolutely. But I'm not broken, and I'm not beat down, and I'm not, and I'm not sad. I'm coming back feeling confident and feeling great. So sometimes God will allow us to go back to a place that we thought we had outgrown, and maybe we have outgrown, but He's sending us back to a place, not just because we're failing in some sense, but He's bringing us back so that we can create some newness in us, right? Create new opportunities for us. And you know what? The change that we resist sometimes really is what we really need for ourselves, right? It really is what we need. So I'm saying to all of you guys, if there's a change that's happening in your life, yes, there will be kickback, there will be resistance, whether it's from yourself, right? Because some of us are our biggest enemies, right? We talked about that a while ago. Some of us are our biggest enemies, right? We beat ourselves down to the ground, right? We hate on ourselves. We talk about haters, external haters, but we really be our biggest haters, right? Yes, there will be some kickback. There will be some resistance, right? From ourselves, from other people. There are going to be people who, say, well, you shouldn't have done that. Or I don't think that's the best decision for you. Or I don't think that was the right choice, right? So many times we say that, so many times people will say that, I don't think that was the right choice, or I don't think you should do that. Well, guess what? It ain't your damn life, right? It ain't your life. But also, I know what God told me. So even though the change is not easy, right? Even though the change requires a lot from you, right? Because if you think about it, change literally requires you to move in a completely different direction than what you were going in. It requires you to break a pattern that you had for maybe 10, 12, 20 years, or all your life, right? It requires you to step out of an environment where you're used to, where you're comfortable with, where you're familiar with. So of course, it takes a lot to not go back to that, because naturally our brains are geared towards patterns, right? JC, you could probably tell them, right? Brain mapping, right? You talk about how you do like brain mapping. Our brains are literally wired, right, for patterns, to recognize patterns. And so it's easy for us to go back to our old habits, That's why change is so hard. Yes, we glorify change, but change is not easy, right? Because you think when you're in this place that, okay, I'm safe, I'm good, I've created this comfortability in this place. But when God requires you to change, baby, you got to be willing. While you were talking, sis, I thought about how God sent Moses back to Egypt to deliver the Israelites. Yeah. Yeah, Jireh. Yes. 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 Sometimes God will send you back, but He's not sending you back the way you were, right? He's sending you back with more power, with more knowledge, with more confidence, and with more faith, right? Sometimes God has to take you through a journey for you to get that faith and for you to get that confidence in Him. He has to take you through that journey. But when He does, He's sending you back equipped to handle what's next, right? He's sending you back equipped to do something, right? To do something greater, to have more impact, to add more value, to have more creativity, to create more opportunities, right? He's sending us back. Sometimes He's sending you back for a better reason. It's not to be the same person that we were when we first left or when we were first there, right? Sometimes God is saying, well, yeah, I need you to go back, because sometimes He needs the people who saw you before when you was broken down and beat down and busted up. He needs them to see that, hey, God really can change a person, right? He really can change the heart of someone, and that you're not coming back as that same person, and you have boundaries now, right? You have boundaries, right? Because some of us lack boundaries in our old season. Some of us lack boundaries in our old season, and now we have boundaries, right? We're coming back with boundaries. We're coming back with no, right? N-O, a complete sentence. We're coming back with strength, right? New mindset. Just not going back to the same things that we used to do. So that's the place that I'm in right now. And so I just want to share that with you guys that, I know that we're comfortable and it feels good right now because we're in a safe place. However, right, sometimes God is requiring us to change. And I know that change can be hard. And we don't do it because we're afraid. I know for a fact that I've been resisting a lot of change because, one, I was afraid. Right? I didn't know what to expect. I'm like, well, what if I'm just the same, I go back to the old habits that I used to have. What if I go back to this, or what if I go back to that, or what if it's not what I expect it to be? All these fears, all these uncertainty. But God really had to speak to me and say, He told me about Joshua 1:9. And I shared this with a couple of people because it's really been on my heart. And it says, be strong and courageous. I've commanded you. Have I not commanded you to be strong and courageous? He said, you don't have to be intimidated. He said, you don't have to be intimidated. You don't have to be fearful, because I, the Lord, am walking with you wherever you go. It's like, God, you're walking with me. So why would I have a reason to fear? Why would I have a reason to be uncertain if I have the God of impossibilities with me? I have the God of provision with me, literally walking with me. So there's no reason for me to be afraid. There's no reason for me to resist the change that I know is going to help me, right? Maybe you're not going back. Maybe God is calling you to go to create something new, a whole new path, right? But you have to be willing to make that change. He said, be strong and courageous, meaning there's no reason for you to be fearful. There's no reason for you to be walking around weak and holding your head down, thinking that you can't do something, that you don't have the ability to do something. That's not what God commanded us to do and to be. He literally said, be strong and courageous. I've commanded it. And if God has commanded, then it's already in you. Tap into it. You are already strong. You are already courageous. Look at all that you've been through already your entire lifetime, right? You've already been strong and courageous. You've already practiced this, right? And so I know that life sometimes has a way of shaking us, right? And making us feel like we can't get up and we can't be who God called us to be. But guess what? You definitely can. It happens to be a choice that you make every single day, right? It happens to be the way you frame your mind, right? The way you think about things. And so I say to you guys, there's no reason for you to be afraid, because God is literally walking with you. I've been trying to reframe, what ifs to even ifs. Even if it happens, I know that God is walking with me. Even if this doesn't go the way I want it to go, even if this person leaves my life forever, even if I don't get this job opportunity, even if I don't get the apartment, even if everything fails, even if I don't get paid so I can pay my bills, even if I don't have those things, God is still walking with me. This is light to him. The things that we are stressing about is light to him because he has all power in his hands. So therefore, if God is walking with me, literally the creator of the universe, the creator of me and everybody else, why would I be afraid? Why would I worry? Why would I stress? And y'all, I'm talking to myself. Like, I am talking to myself. Like, I'm talking to y'all, but I'm talking to me too. Why would I stress and why would I worry? God has already proven himself to me, and he continues to do so, right? He continues to show up for me. If you're looking for him, you'll see him. If you look for him, you'll find him. If you seek him, you'll find him. He's walking with us every step of the way. So therefore, there's no reason for me to be afraid. There's no reason for me to be fearful. There's no reason for me to be dismayed or intimidated, right? Because a lot of us are intimidated. We let things and people and positions intimidate us completely from the blessings that God has for us. And there's no need for us to do that. There's no need because we have the creator of all things, right? The ultimate God, the almighty God walking with us. He is with each and every one of us. And so I just wanted to bring that to y'all attention, y'all. That's what I've been thinking about. That's what I've been learning. That's what I'm taking with me on this journey as I'm going through all these different transitions that seem hard, that seem difficult, that seem like, oh my gosh, I'm finna lose my freaking mind because it's thing after thing after thing. And I know a lot of y'all have been saying the same thing. It seems like it's thing after thing after thing. It's like, dang God, like when is it gonna stop? Like, when is it gonna stop? But a lot of times God is using these things to refine us, and we don't always see it that way. That you need these things, like you need the hardships, you need the trials to get you from where you are to where you need to be. A lot of times we don't learn lessons when things are going well for us, right? We're not even looking for lessons. When things are going well, it's not creating that environment for us to learn and to grow, right? We learn and we grow through challenge. We learn and grow through challenges, through resistance. And that makes us create different opportunities for ourselves. We start getting real creative when we're in a bind. Have y'all noticed that? When you in a bind, when you ain't got no money, when you need to figure something out, we get real creative. Listen, baby, let me tell you, there was a time this year where I was like, and there's been a few times this year where I was like, look, God, I ain't got no money. I got to pay these bills. Baby, I started getting real creative. I started thinking of stuff I ain't never thought of before. Oh, let me see what I can do to get a vending machine so I can, have passive income. So I think about all kinds of things, like things I ain't never thought of before, right? I started looking up financial podcasts and all these different things, right? Because I'm like, okay, well, I'm in a bind. I need to figure this out, right? I need to do something because my bills aren't getting paid. They're starting to stack up. It's affecting my credit score. Then I can't do this. I can't do that. All these things, right? When you're going through challenges, when you're going through trials, it's for your benefit, right? You have to go through these trials so that you can learn and grow and develop, right? And we always talk about growing. We always talk about growth, but that ain't pretty either, right? All these things that we make it seem is so beautiful, and it is beautiful once you acquire that growth, right? Once you have that growth, but going through the process of it all can be very difficult. So it is something that I am learning, actively learning. And one other thing that I'll share with you guys, because I know we have to go. I have to go. I have to go because I have some stuff that I need to do. But one of the other things that I am currently learning is that I am a priority. That's it. I am a priority. I need to do what's best for myself and not what's best for my family, not what's best for my friendships, not what's best for a relationship, right? I need to do what is best for Octavia. And so I'm going to say to you guys, not but I got to go and do. But I want to say to you guys that you are the priority. This is your life. right? This is your life. And I'm not saying go ahead and be selfish and, just forget about people altogether and become a demon, like be on demon time. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that sometimes we got to let people and things go because we hold on so tightly that we don't have room for ourselves. We don't have room for ourselves to grow and to develop, and we don't have the room for it. We don't have the capacity for it, right? And so sometimes we have to let people, we have to let things, we even have to let situations go, past mistakes. A lot of us harp on things that we've done such a long time ago, things in our past that have affected us, right? Things that we've done, right? Because let's be honest, we're not perfect. Things that we've done and things that have been done to us, right? We hold on to it and we don't have the capacity to move forward. We don't have the capacity to make ourselves a priority because we're too busy holding on, right? We're too busy holding on to people that we know don't mean us any good, right? That we know can't help us. We're busy holding on to our past, right? Mistakes that we've made, the things that are holding us up, like shame and guilt, right? We're holding on to these things. And God is literally telling us, like, you don't have to. Literally, give it to me. Today I was doing a devotion in because I definitely needed to. And in a devotion, it said, now imagine yourself letting go, right? Imagine yourself letting everything go and giving it to God. Where is God now leading you when you let go of all of the stuff? Where is He leading you? And if you don't know the answer to that, it's probably because you're still holding on to a lot, right? It's probably because you're still holding on to things that just are no longer necessary in this season of your life. You're right, Jaira, that guilt and shame be heavy. It really do. Trust me, I'm telling you, that guilt and shame really be heavy. But also God is saying, well, how long are you going to continue to carry? Right? How long are you going to continue to carry the weight of all this stuff? How long? Because you don't have to, right? That's the beauty of our God, is that you don't have to carry it all by yourself. You can give it to God and allow God to lead you to where you need to go. Hey, Nessie Pooh, thanks for joining. You can literally give it to God and allow Him to move forward, right? And allow Him to move you forward. So you're not chained to your past mistakes, your past failures, your past rejections, all the things, the people in your past, right? Who already did you dirty 100 million thousand times and you still went back. I'm talking about myself, y'all. I'm talking about me. I ain't talking about nobody in here, y'all. I be talking about myself, okay? I talk about myself constantly because I don't want to get nobody business and I don't want nobody to be offended. I'm walking down my own street, okay? Everything I'm saying, I'm walking down my own street, okay? But understanding that that's what the change is, right? This is the process of what change is. Making yourself a priority, because a lot of us don't. A lot of us are way too focused on people. We're way too focused on things, right? And we tend to not pay attention to where God wants us to be. Our focus isn't on God, it's actually on everything else. And so if you would just take some time to really, really talk to God about what's going on, right? And allow Him to lead you. If you let go of everything, where is He leading you? What do you even look like? What do you sound like when you've let go of baggage that doesn't even belong to you? When you've taken off clothes that don't fit you anymore, right? Imagine walking around with clothes that's 5 times your size. Now I know the girlies like to do the baggy stuff, right? Because and it'd be cute. I know the girls like to do the baggy look. But what I'm saying is, what do you look like once you take off those extra layers of clothing? What do you look like when you take off those big oversized clothes that no longer fit you? Where's God leading you? And that's what I'm looking forward to in these next few months. Slowly but surely pulling off the layers, right? Taking off the clothes, taking them off because they no longer fit. You're not even that person anymore, right? A lot of us are holding on to things that happened, however many years ago, but you're not that person anymore, right? You're so much greater. You've already learned so much. And so now it's time to put that in action. But that's it, y'all. I am going to hop off in a second, but I just wanted to let you guys know, please make yourselves a priority. Don't resist the change, right? and allow that change. Put the armor down, because that's what it is, right? That's what it is. A lot of us had to wear those clothes for protection, right? A lot of us had to use that for safety, right? It's a fact. You're absolutely right. Put the armor down and allow God to lead you. And it's okay that you don't always know the exact direction that you're going in, right? It's okay. God will trust me, he will nudge you where he wants you to be. Like, he'll create a pathway for you to walk where you need to walk and go where you need to go. Right? He definitely will. And if you don't have any evidence of that, look at your entire life. That's the evidence right there. He's already created ways. He's already done it over and over again for us. Look at his track record. Yeah. So, y'all, that is what I want to talk to y'all about tonight. It was no official kind of message tonight, but next week we will be back here at 8 p.m. on Tuesday, and I'm excited because I've seen some faces in here that I have not seen. Right? I saw Monique earlier; she was in here. Monique, if you're still on here, hey boo! I see Inez on here. Let's see. Bree is on here. Brittany, she's on here. And then I have my regulars that's on here. And I love y'all. I love each and every one of y'all for getting on here, for just hanging out with me. Next week we'll have a more formal message, with our PowerPoint, because y'all know how we do. We love a good PowerPoint, right? We love a good PowerPoint. So next week we'll have all the PowerPoints. We'll have, our organized message where you can follow along easily. But I'm so excited to see each and every one of you and to interact with y'all, because it's been so long. It's been so long, but I missed y'all. Y'all are my family. Y'all are my community. And so I just want you to know that I am here. We are back and we are taking off. So encouraged by your strength today, sister. Love you so much. I love you too, sis. I love you too. I am hopping off, y'all, but I hope that you guys take time this week, right, to rest, allow yourself to recover, and allow yourself to realign to the goals that you had at the beginning of the year, and even the goals that you set in the summertime. I pray that you align, right, your goals for the next week. And I am looking forward to talking with y'all next week. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, AOU's YouTube channel. If you haven't already, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's at Octavia the Overcomer. Y'all know that's my tagline for everything. Y'all can follow me there. Y'all can also follow my social media. All right, y'all. I am going to go. Nita, this was good. Thank you. Of course, JC. Thank you for joining. I thank each and every one of y'all for joining. And I will see y'all next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Love y'all. Bye.